Okay, kids, it's time for another episode of the Fueled by Weird podcast, the only podcast in full support of the local superhero union. I'm Chris Daly, and today I'd like to welcome Travis Parker, Amiah June Parker, Inara Parker, Kyanna Robinson, Kelly Hodges, all of Scratchboard Productions to the show. How's it going, you guys?
Pretty good.
Good.
Awesome.
Great.
Nice. Very cool. And I see we have a special furry guest.
Yes, this is Satch.
Nice. Very, very cute. Right on. Okay, so I usually like to start these things out with an icebreaker question. Amaya, Inara, Travis, you kind of know that from the last time you were on here. Thank you. I should say before we get started, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you guys coming back, and I'm excited to talk to you again. And Kiana and Kelly, I'm excited to talk to you. All right,
I'm
so this time, icebreaker question is very on theme. If who is your favorite superhero or your favorite comic book character? Let's, Inara, we'll start with you and we'll just go down the line.
probably Iron Man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Probably either Iron Man or Spider-Man.
Ooh, good one.
Definitely Batman.
Nice. Very nice.
I like Spider-Man and Scarlet Witch.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Oh, I really watch Marvel, guys.
That's okay. That counts. All right, Travis.
Probably Spawn.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I think if I was gonna pick one, Green Lantern or Spider-Man. Spider-Man was a big one when I was growing up, but Green Lantern's kind of my favorite one now.
Nice.
And Spawn is a close second. That's a real good one.
Used to
Right on.
realize back in the day.
Very, very cool. All right, guys. So, did you guys do anything fun over Christmas break?
Just got to sleep. Yeah, sleep in.
That's
Awesome.
pretty fun. Have you guys gone back to school yet?
I go tomorrow.
Yeah, my kids go back tomorrow too. They're not very excited about it. Did you guys have a good Christmas?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Did you guys what is one thing that you got, like your favorite thing you got for Christmas?
I got
Let's go. What did you get?
I got a curling iron.
Ooh, nice.
I got an
Yeah.
Apple.
An Apple Watch. Very cool.
Ooh, I got my hair done.
Nice. That counts. That counts.
I got $200. So
Nice. Very cool. So you got to kind of pick your own Christmas.
yeah.
That's awesome. All right, Travis, what about you?
I got tamales.
Nice. Very,
Oh.
very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. All right. So, you guys, we are here to talk about Pixie and the Power Club. Your guys' brand new movie is coming out in about a month or so, I think is what you said, Travis. Or we're
That's
hoping about a month or so. So, for those that have never heard of Pixie and the Power Club, let's take a minute to talk about what the movie's all about.
sure. So, Pixie and the Power Club is like a documentary style comedy. So I like to call it a mockumentary, and
Nice.
it's about a young girl who's discovering that she has superpowers, but her entire life she felt like it was something that was holding her back. So her whole life, she wasn't allowed to have sugar because whenever she did, she would freak out and break a whole bunch of stuff. And she's finally figured out that she can kind of tame it and use it for her own like power and good. And her friend, that's played by Burton, is like a documentarian. He's filming the whole thing, and so he's trying to show that he's trying to show the whole world that Pixie's like amazing and like trying to kind of buoy her up.
That's awesome. Very, very cool. So, you guys are kind of known for, your funny movies. You've also got, the snow cabin movies are also kind of scary movies. So, the last couple that you've made were pretty scary. What made you decide to switch from scary to, try something in the superhero genre?
Um, I think just because like superheroes were have been like really big lately,
Okay.
and like I haven't ever really gotten into the movies very much. Like I don't watch any of the Marvel movies, and I hear people talking about them all the time, and so I'm like, let's just kind of make a sort of a spoof on it, like a super low budget, like almost a like half-witted superhero movie where like people that think they have superpowers but they don't really, but maybe they do, and so the whole time you're like, maybe they do, maybe they don't. And it like after doing the Candy Van and then jumping into Snow Cabin 2, like just kind of the feel on the set was a lot more fun with Candy Van. And so like I think the kids had a lot more fun doing that than doing Snow Cabin. And so I was like, oh, let's just do that again. Like we'll have a good time and like everybody can kind of laugh and sort of just mess around on set.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it has to be a big shift from having a couple of serious movies right back to back to like, all right, let's do a little bit of a palate cleanser. We'll go back to doing some fun stuff and not so serious, not so scary.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
cool. Now, I can't just gloss over this right now. I have to ask you, you really haven't watched any superhero movies? Not any of them.
I saw, I think I saw the first Thor and was like, yeah, no thanks. And I saw maybe the
What?
first two Iron Man movies and
What?
was like, yeah, I think I'm good.
In Marvel's defense, the first Thor movie is not good. I've seen the whole MCU
That's
twice over.
that's true. That's true.
I will
Give
say
it a
I've
chance.
never seen a Marvel movie or a superhero movie.
Never?
What? Never. Because
Not
it's
once.
different. I've seen a few,
Yeah.
but
That's
not
all
many.
right. Some of them, like you said, that first Thor movie is pretty rough. So I don't blame you. Um, so how did you come up with the idea for the superhero movie?
uh, it was mostly, I think, like me and Inara and Amiah one night we're kind of sitting around like, what should we do this one about? What should we do it about? And I'd been watching like some of the like Christopher Guest movies, like
Okay.
the Mighty Wind and Best in Show. They're like the mockumentaries and stuff. And
Yeah.
so I was like, it'd be really fun to make that because it's not like difficult to put it all together, but then it's a little more story driven. So, and we just wanted to make it funny, and so we were kind of tossing around ideas of like what to make it about. Like we were knowing that we wanted to make a mockumentary, but then just picking out the topics. Me and the girls were kind of throwing out ideas, and that one just kind of seemed to stick.
Very cool. Yeah, I know when you guys made the announcement about superheroes, I was pretty excited. So it was very cool that you were able to make it happen. That's awesome. All right, Amaya, Nara, what do you think about the vibe from switching over from super scary? Because you guys were in the snow cabin movies. I mean, you guys have been in all the movies, but how was it switching and going from super scary to kind of back to being a little bit more funny? What did you guys think about that?
It definitely was an adjustment. I think it was honestly harder to switch from funny to serious, from
Yeah,
serious to, but it definitely was like just getting on set instead of having to like mentally be like, okay, I have to pretend that I'm scared, like, and then like to when something funny does happen, like it's okay to laugh because that's part of the scene
yeah,
too. Like, kind of just makes things more like lighthearted, I guess, and it's
yeah,
just a lot easier to like go with the flow.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah, more
Like she,
improv. Oh, yeah.
yeah, like she said, it was different, like for the change, but overall, it was super fun to like see the differences that there was in it.
What
And
do you guys think? Do you have a preference between funny or serious? What do you think?
uh,
Or do you kind of have like things you like about both of them?
Yeah, honestly, there's ups and downs to both. I think
Sure.
overall probably funny, just because I like the more like joking around. I feel like the cast can be more like get closer together because we have like funny memories and stuff that we share.
Yeah.
Like, so I think funny is probably my favorite. But
yeah, and I really liked the scary because we were able to like go out to like a whole bunch of scary cabins and like all the weird places and like as we were filming, we like still had fun with it and like got to see new things.
That's cool. Yeah, plus Miss Betty Joe, you were like the big scary of all of them. So yeah, of course you were right in the midst of all of
Yeah.
it. Very cool. All right, Kiana and Kelly, you guys are kind of newcomers to this whole thing. How was you going to talk about your experience being on a movie for the first time?
I think it's really fun. I used to do like theater and stuff, but like
Yeah,
filming and everything, it's like really different. But I love acting. It's really fun. It's a fun experience.
nice.
I'm kind of similar to her. I do onstage actings, but I like being on set because you can have multiple takes and mess up and still make it a really good scene. It's just really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, and it's cool to get your theater and your acting background translated onto movie set. That's probably kind of cool to put those things you guys have learned to use, huh?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, so I want to talk about now the inspirations for the superhero movie. So where did you kind of draw your inspirations from? You kind of mentioned Christopher Guest movies a little bit. Um, when you were kind of coming up with these characters, where did you kind of draw inspiration from?
So this one was a lot different than our other ones, and I think a lot different than pretty much any movie that I've ever heard of because the characters were all made by the actors.
That's
So
very cool.
when we first put out the notification that we were taking auditions, like the requirement was you have to come as your character, and we're going to interview you as your character. So have everything like the entire background already prepared and written. And we just grilled these kids for each one of them was like 20 minutes at least. Some of them went
That's
even,
awesome.
and we just wanted to see like how well they would be able to just come up with something off the top of their head and um, like how well they had their character established and stuff. And then once we had all the characters and like, the people picked that we wanted, then we went and we wrote a story around those characters.
How was it trying to write, a story around all these random characters? Was it pretty simple? Was it pretty tough? What was kind of your process?
Um, I would say that it was a bit harder. It was definitely more challenging because uh, when I was making the other characters for other films, I was able to really jump into like how I felt those characters would act in a certain situation. And
Yeah.
with this one, it was a lot more like how I don't really know like what this person would do, you know? And so there was a lot of times we'd be on set and we would I would just like say, hey, whatever your character is, what do you think your character is going to do? Like, do it right here, you know? We would have lines written out, but then like how that character would act and like the way they would react to things, I just let all the actors decide, like, hey, this is your character. This is whatever you think is going to happen right here. Like, do it. So
Nice.
it was quite a bit more difficult to figure out like a story and how they all would like cohesively fit together. But I think in the end, it was a lot more fun because then the kids got to decide who they wanted to be.
That's awesome. So when it came to the audition process, how did you decide, because this was the way you did the audition process, having them come and in character is kind of cool, and you don't see that happen a whole lot. So, when you've got all these actors coming to audition and you don't really know what to expect, how did you decide between who you were gonna cast and who you weren't gonna cast?
That's a good question.
I'm coming with the tough ones today.
Yeah, that's good. Um, so like the girls and I really went through it quite a bit. We go back and we watched everybody's audition over and over again. And I think one of the big ones was just like how comfortable they seemed on camera and how well they were able to just like fire back with crazy questions that we have. And like sometimes we would ask them a question and then they would give an answer and we would just be like, nope, we don't like that answer. Try something else. And they'd have to like just come up with a new answer, like something ridiculous right on the spot.
Nice.
The people that could do that, that's who we took. And
That's
then,
cool.
um, but like Kyanna, she just had like a really good backstory. Like when she gave her backstory of how her character found out, we were just like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, and then Kelly just like had just this amazing attitude that we were like, oh my gosh, like we've got to have that. So
Right on.
it
All
was
right,
fun.
girls. So, you know, Inara, Amaya, you've got to shoot in all sorts of different locations in town from all the different movies. So I want to ask all of you guys, do you have a specific place in town, or do you know wherever you guys shot at that where was your favorite part of, why am I trying to ask this question? I'm being so confusing today. Out of all the places out of all the different areas you shot the movie at, what was your favorite place to shoot at?
In all of the movies or just the new one?
Either one, or both if you want to do both, that's fine.
Okay, probably downtown was fun, like in the alleyways and like next to the river and stuff. But the cabins were also really fun. That's kind of hard. Probably both of those.
Nice. Yeah, those alleys downtown are kind of fun now, huh?
Yeah.
Back when me and your dad were kids, those alleys downtown were not so fun. So it's cool that they're starting to do stuff with downtown now. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we have kind of a culmination shot that's in like the alleyway just behind Ford's bar. And
Nice.
there's really cool spots right there that we were able to film it.
That's cool.
Honestly, my favorite places are just ones where it's like empty, I guess, like places
Okay.
like our backyard, or if it's just like a big empty room where it's just us and we don't have to worry about other people. Because then it's just like we're truly like able to just be weird and like, like even though the camera's there, like you can just pretend the camera's not there. But like when
Sure.
it's in public, it's a lot more pressure, I feel. But
Because you got people staring and watching you like,
right.
what are these guys doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, when you got the camera and the microphone and lights and stuff, and then everyone's kind of just staring at you, it's a lot of pressure.
But when there's like when it, like we like that one place, the youth place that we filmed at, when we just had the whole building to ourselves
yes,
for the
that was
night, like, and then we could just take our time and like do what we needed to do. Like those are my favorite.
Cool.
Yeah, we filmed at the Community Youth in Action building. They
Oh,
were nice to
nice.
go in there, and we were in there for quite a while. It was a long night. It was probably like 4 or 5 hours we were in there for.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, Kiana, what was your favorite place to shoot?
Um, I don't know why, but I really liked the mat place, like with all the mats, the rugs,
The rugs.
where we filmed where like the mat place with all the rugs.
Where?
Oh.
What scene?
Oh, it sure went. Like all this carpet rolled.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we filmed in the back of like a carpet store at Sherwin-Williams.
Oh, nice.
It was like a big empty warehouse back there. And so that was like a long night too. We were quite a while.
Nice. All right, Kelly, what about you?
I didn't really go anywhere. I also went to Sharon, a few times. So probably that, because it was just fun. So, yeah.
It was really hot in there though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really hot.
Yeah. And then you got to film at Freeman Park. We went down to Freeman Park and like right on
Nice.
the river and filmed there for a while.
My God. Yeah. Yeah.
That was
Yeah, Freeman Park is awesome. That's the only thing I miss about working in the office because I work from home now, but I work at the site and it's right next to Freeman Park. So if anytime you just needed to take a break from the day, you could just go kind of walk around Freeman Park. It was cool. It is a really cool place. Very cool. All right, guys. So I want to talk now about your characters because you guys have some fantastic characters in this movie. You guys should be very proud of all these characters you came up with. I'm very excited to sit down and watch them in action. But until we can do that, Inara, let's talk about your character, Elemenope, which I think is a fantastic name, by the way. So let's talk about your character. Let's talk about the inspiration, how you came up with the character.
Well, it was kind of hard because, like, for a while, I was kind of more on the director's side of it. So for a lot of the time, I was just focusing on like the movie and the other characters on auditions, and then it came down to it, and I was like, oh, I haven't made my character, so I kind of had to like, oh, I gotta figure this out. But honestly, I just kind of found, I just thought of a superpower that I would like really want to have, like time travel would be awesome.
Yeah.
So I just kind of took it and then dialed it back, like so it wasn't as cool, but like it was still awesome. But I had to have those character weaknesses and stuff, and so we were like, what could go wrong with time travel, and so we came up with amnesia, and then that's kind of how my character went from there is like, oh, my character has amnesia, then she's probably going to be clueless. So the whole movie, I'm kind of just like, oh, like I don't really know what's going on, but I'm glad to be here. So yeah,
Happy to be part of the party. I don't know
exactly.
where the party is, but I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right,
Um,
Amaya, let's talk about your character.
Well, I one day I was just well, not one day, like all the days that I needed to come up with my character, I
Yeah.
was sitting around like trying to decide. And my mom has like a whole bunch of candy bowls sitting around our house, and so I was looking at the candy, and I was like when you eat candy, you get a sugar rush, and I was like, what if I just like took a sugar rush and just dialed it up like a ton, you know? And so like that's kind of how I came up with mine, and
So
yeah,
like an actual sugar rush. Like, they
yeah.
always say you eat too much candy, you're gonna get a sugar rush, but like what would happen if you actually had like a sugar rush? Very cool. And your character's name is Pixie?
Yeah, Pixie.
Like the Pixie sticks.
Yeah, that's what got it.
Nice. Very cool. And your superpower, you just go crazy, or you get like super strength or anything like that?
Yeah, it's like whenever I get any tiny little piece of candy or sugar, I just like am super strong and I can basically do anything.
That's awesome. So it doesn't even take a lot, just a little bit.
No,
Very cool.
tiny little piece.
Very, very cool. All right, Kiana, what about you?
So I love sleeping, so I thought of a way to like put sleeping into a power. So every time
Okay.
I sneeze, I fall asleep. And
That's awesome.
my dad helped me out a lot. He's a goofy guy. Um, yeah. And I made her love chicken strips. Cause
Who doesn't?
yes, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can never be too old for chicken strips, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And what's your character's name?
Lady Gesundheit is the superhero name, and then Nevaeh Smith is her actual name.
Very cool. All right, Kelly. They tell me you have a very interesting superpower for the movie.
Yeah, I'm short. So, I'm like 5 foot 5'1", and I'm
Okay.
14. So I'm like quite small. And when I was making up with my character, I couldn't really think of anything, and I kind of threw around the idea of like, what if I'm just short? And then my brother Michael Hodges, who was also in the movie, he said you should just do that. And so I did, and it's actually really fun. And then in the audition, I didn't really, my originally the personality was meant to be just like quick-witted and like funny, but when I went to the audition, I panicked and I became very snarky and sassy. Yeah. So that's how she basically developed, was me panicking about
Okay.
the and then being short. So it's really fun to play with.
That kind of fits being short because, a lot of short people are kind of angry that they're short. So, you being sassy and snarky, that kind of fits.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So, the movie comes out in February. Travis, do you want to talk a little bit about some of the details of the movie? What's going on?
Man, that's gonna be hard because there's like a big twist that I don't want to give away.
Well, we don't
But
have to talk about that, but I mean, like, where's it going to be? Where can people get tickets? Stuff like that.
oh yeah, so
I don't want you to give any spoilers away. No spoilers.
so we're scheduled, well, like chalked in, I guess, at the Paramount Theater. We're still in talks with them for February 7th, 8th, and 10th. That's Friday, Saturday, and a Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, it might change, but that's right now. That's what it is. We're supposed to like have an actual talk with them tomorrow, and then we're gonna have two showings every night. And the first night is gonna be like a big feature premiere. So if you're wanting tickets to that, like you'll just have to get them from us. If you go to Scratchboard Productions on Facebook, you can message us and ask for tickets. They'll be reasonable price. They're not ridiculous. I think they're like maybe $7, and but seats are limited. So that first night is tickets from us, and the rest of the nights are going to be tickets you can get from the Paramount directly. And then, yeah, just come on down. We'd love to show everybody what we've been working on, and show everyone how awesome our actors are, and have some fun.
Very cool. So, once we wrap up with this movie, what's going to be next from Scratchboard Productions?
We're not right now. This morning, Inara and I were talking about like maybe switching up and like doing a play,
Okay.
but we're not sure. We're just throwing out ideas right now. Like I've got a couple other ideas for movies, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, we've done that. Maybe we'll try something else, like maybe do a play, but I don't
I
know.
think we might need a candy band too.
Candy Band too.
I've been hoping for
There's
Candy
been a
Band. A lot
lot
of requests for Candy Band too.
And I'm even like,
Nice.
what are we gonna make it be?
Yeah.
Now, are we ever going to see character overlap in other movies, or are these movies kind of like a standalone? Are we going to have the Scratchboard cinematic universe? Is that going to happen?
If you look closely, there are overlaps in every one of the movies so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch. I must not have been paying enough attention.
Yeah, there's little Easter eggs in each one that's overlaps of, and some of them are like a little more blatant in this next movie, but
Okay.
just keep an eye in the background and then keep an eye about where everybody else's eyes go when certain things are mentioned.
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. All right, guys, before I let you go, I want to have you guys do a final thought. And today's final thought, what are your New Year's resolutions for 2025? So like what's one thing that you want to do this year? It doesn't even have to be movie related. It can just be one thing that you want to do this year. Inara, let's start with you.
Well, for the last 2 years I've been teaching piano,
Hmm.
so I wanna build up my students and get like 3 to 5 new students throughout the year. So
Nice. That's a good goal.
Um, I don't know. I I want to try to be more confident, like in my acting. Like even though I am already confident, just like more like
Yeah, I
you
was
know.
gonna say you don't look like you're not confident at all to me. I've seen all your movies and you look confident as heck. So you're
Well,
doing a good job.
not confident, more like I don't know the word. What's the word? Like
I guess like immersed in your character.
yeah, kind of just like
Okay.
more out there.
I don't know.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got
Yeah,
you. All right, Keanu, how about you?
to get a job. That's
Get a
my.
job. Okay.
I have a money spending problem. I don't need money. So.
My oldest daughter has a money spending problem too. I totally understand.
Too many chicken strips.
Too many chicken strips. That's never a bad problem. And Kelly, your goal is to get a job too?
Yeah, I need a job. I keep buying too much Dr. Pepper.
That's also my daughter's problem. Dr. Pepper and energy drinks. Too many of those. And she wants to know where all her money went. Like, well, I don't know what to tell you.
He's just not Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew is nasty.
Snores for her.
It's my favorite.
I'm a I'm a big Mountain Dew fan, so I'm right there with you. Yeah, I got you. All right, Travis, what about you? What's a goal you have for this year?
I want to get cut.
Oh, that.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, probably till like February, and then I'll be done. Like
That's
everybody.
that's fair. All right, so where can we find you guys on social media? Where can we stay up to date on updates and all that stuff coming from you guys?
So if you go on to Facebook and search Scratchboard Productions, Scratchboard is all one word. We're there, and we are on Instagram, but not all the time. I think it's the same thing. I think it's Scratchboard _productions.
Okay.
So, yep, and that's pretty much it. Don't have a Twitter or X or
That's
whatever.
okay. That's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I let you guys go, I want to say a little bit myself. Pizza Force is the name of the song that we use on the show. They're by my band Polygon Horizon. Make sure you check them out on Bandcamp. They're a great band. You can find my show, Fueled by Weird, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, at least for as long as TikTok's going to be around for. Email me at feelbyweird@gmail.com. You can find the show on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And now on the Spotlight Media GA app, along with the rest of the Stay Weird Network shows, the Nerdy Manroom Show with Hassel and Monster, Hassel's Review, and Big Rob's House of Entertainment and No Chinese Food. Now, the Stay Weird Network, it's a brand new podcast network dedicated to bringing some awesome back to the internet. Check us out at Stay Weird Network on YouTube and Instagram. And you can email us at stayweirdnetwork@gmail.com. Now, I'd like to thank my sponsor, The Zone Collectibles in Tifton, Georgia. They're your one-stop shop for comics, collectibles, and so much more. And if you like the show, please like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, and tell your friends because word of mouth is my friend. And remember, kids, life's too short to be normal, so stay weird. You guys, thanks so much for joining me tonight to chat.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.